Listen and follow. When you hear those words, it's easy to think I'm asking you to listen to me or to follow me. I'm not. This is about listening inside and following what's already been trying to guide you. So I've been off mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually for about a week or two. And in previous episodes and stuff, I've talked about it, my gut and the food that I was eating, all that. And when I sat with it and really truly sat with what was going on, and it started in my gut again, in my body, and I was trying to listen to what it was telling me again. And this morning when I was sitting with my cacao and coffee, and I wasn't quite still enough internally, and my mind was racing a little bit, trying to listen, forcing myself to lay there and listen. A song came on that's in the playlist of several hundred songs that's on shuffle, so, it wasn't a random thing that this song came on. But it's called Hold On To Me. And it's singing to God, your creator, universe, frame it as you will, and saying, hey, when I'm not good enough, when I don't feel good enough, when I'm not doing my best, when I don't feel worthy and all that stuff, hold on to me. Don't give up. And it just hit me. Tears just started coming out. I mean, instantly, guys. Like, I didn't even have a thought. Like, I didn't get sad. It just went instantly to tears. Because I had such clarity in this moment that there's more for me. I know there's more for me. And I've spoke about this. But lately, I've just been surviving, going through the motions, doing just enough to get by. And that's the way I was feeling. And my gut was telling me that, like, this just isn't right. But it was so comforting. So very comforting in that moment. To hear those words and know that I'm not alone. Hey, welcome back to This Tree and Me. I am Cory J. Riggs. Today we have the 12th episode for you, and it's called Listen and Follow. And you would think by hearing that or seeing the title, you'd be like, what does he want me to listen and follow, subscribe, and all that? That's not what this is about. This is about following what's already been inside you trying to guide you. Has nothing to do with listening or following me. I've spent most of my life trying to control and lead everything. Trying to figure things out from the outside in. Right? Everything on the outside. I'll figure all this out and that'll make me better in here. Or I'll figure all this out and it'll give me everything that I want. But when I listen and follow, my life has answers and purpose. And when I lead and control, I feel so disconnected and stuck. And this episode is how I came to that realization and came to understand the difference between those two things. And what happens when I finally stop leading and start listening. So like I said, the last couple of weeks, I just haven't been right internally. Everything inside just kind of been off. Not broken, not in a crisis, sky's not falling, just not aligned. And if you recall, and if you don't, just if you watch my Little Rigo episode, it'll talk more about that. And in almost every episode, I kind of talk about my weight journey because it's such an important thing to me. But little Rigo lives inside my belly. That's the way I look at it. So that's the inner child within me. The scared, unnourished, malnourished, just scared little boy. And I felt this I've been feeling it for about a month or a little longer than that, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. Well, I was eating clean, right? I was showing up, I was still producing, I was saying the right things, but I was just playing the part and acting the part until I stopped and listened to my body. And I was kind of doing the work around the work, if you will, because I knew something was off, but I just kept chugging along, meditate, write, do this, talk to people, do the podcast, do the shorts, do these. I was doing it, but was I doing the work? Right, I was practicing without living them, if you will. And sitting with the cacao and the coffee this morning, I learned a few things, right? There's a difference between discipline and embodiment. Discipline is what I was doing, getting through it, chugging along, right? So when I was sitting there this morning and my mind was active and I wasn't settled, and I was forcing myself intentionally to sit there and listen, to get through this, like stubbornly, dude, find it. It's killing you. It doesn't feel good. And I was trying to choose listening over fixing. And that song came on. And those tears came. And that song did not come up randomly. Like I said, it's in a playlist that is hundreds and hundreds of songs. But it landed. And like I said, the tears just instantly came down, and it wasn't from sadness or despair, or anguish. It was clarity. It was recognition that I haven't failed. I'm not failing these last few weeks just because I wasn't right. I was just surviving. I was getting through. And that I was doing just enough to get by, like I said. But I wasn't fully stepping into what I knew was available to me. I was not. And it's not burnout or misalignment. It's just misalignment, right? It's nothing other than just being misaligned, not in flow. But that song guided me. And that song took me back to listening, to sitting with someone. And not just physically sitting with myself. I was sitting with all of me, all the parts of me. I was sitting with, again, God, Creator, universe, call it what you will. When I do that, I also sit with Mother Earth. I believe strongly in grounding to the earth. So I was sitting finally after that song and during that song and asking the right questions. And they helped me to see things more clearly. And this morning, something just clicked. And it came after another lesson that I learned from yesterday. Which is, so yesterday I went and sat with a person who I love very much and is very dear to my heart. And I've been, as much as that person's helped me my whole life, I'm so grateful that I can finally turn that favor around and help them. In any way, shape, or form, I provide them some guidance. I provide them questions. I provide them material to read and watch, and this stories of where I'm going and what I'm doing, and helping them find their way, because it's not going to be my way. And what I learned from that came to me this morning, that I can't live as only as a guide. I can't get stuck being the one who holds space all the time. I also need to be held. I also need to rely on my mentors. I also need guidance. And I get disconnected from that sometimes. And this work is hard on me. It's more emotionally straining than I ever thought it would be. And yes, the work personally on myself is very difficult. Hands down. I had no idea that helping others was going to take that much out of me. That's why I need to keep replenishing. I need to continue to create that abundance. And when I get out of alignment, it starts creeping a little bit. It starts not doing as well. And that's what I learned. That's what I was shown. But I don't get to stop being a student just because I help teach. And that truth really emerged on me, that I am still a student and I must continue being a student, and that will never end. And when I try to lead my life on my own, I drift. And when I follow what I'm listening to, life responds. The answers don't come from effort, they come from attention. And I'm sure this resonates with a lot of people in one way or the other. We know when we're forcing life, when we're just chugging through to get through, to stop that noise. Because as soon as we slow down, 3, 4, 5 years ago, if I would be busting my butt at work, working on a project, what have you, as soon as I slowed down, or I was out on soccer, coaching, doing this, and as soon as I came home and slowed down, the noise, right? That's what I'm talking about. But when I perform and I push, I lose that signal. When I just go out and do all those tasks and do all those things, I just lose that signal. And that was a great realization to me. That wasn't heavy. It was very comforting. It was extremely comforting. And I'm so glad that it landed finally. And again, I shouldn't say finally, I should say again, that I don't have to be alone in this, and neither do you. That you're not meant to be the source of everything for everybody. And I'm not meant to be the source of wisdom and the spiritual guide and all this for everybody. And I'm not behind. I'm right on time. All the time. As long as I listen and follow. When people hear that phrase, listen and follow, it can sound kind of passive, right? You can hear it in different contexts, but hear it and be like, oh, so I just give up my agency. I'm just going to wait till something falls out of the sky, right? I'm just going to sit here and be still forever. No, it's not about not doing anything. It's not about doing nothing. It's not about avoiding responsibility at all. It's quite the opposite. It's simply paying attention to your body, noticing when something feels off, and honoring that discomfort instead of trying to override it, right? And we try to override it, and we talk about the addiction podcast, right? Addictions, trying to override all that discomfort, all that emotional nonsense, work or whatever. There's a lot of addictions. We've talked about that. Letting emotions finish their sentence and listening, sitting with them, hearing the quiet signals before they turn into that pain. It's hard, but if you sit and listen, they'll tell you the whole story. And you can ask questions, and they'll tell you more. There's a practice that I do, that when I feel something, and I did it this morning heavily, I waited a little long. Don't do it perfectly every time. Don't do it right on time every time. I'm not saying that at all. But there's a practice that, let's say I have a heavy feeling in my heart. All right, I close my eyes. And I breathe and I connect my breath. Start slowing down that nonsense in the head. Start trying to calm myself internally. And then I sit and I focus where my hand's at. All right, what's going on? What do you need? Maybe who is this? Maybe it's a part of you inside that is protecting you from hurt or anguish, or maybe it's a part of you inside that doesn't feel like you're good enough, or whatever it is. It'll tell you what it is, and it'll tell you what it needs. Might need a run, might need a hug, right? Might need to take a nap. Honestly, whatever it says, it will tell you if you just slow down and listen. But when you lead and push that, you rely on pure willpower. But when you listen and follow, you live out of pure wisdom. And one of those two create exhaustion, noise, reactivity. And the other is direction, peace, momentum, no drama, just truth. So you don't need a new plan. You don't need a new discipline. You don't need a whole new system to go through. And this is what I was getting out of this. I don't need to do all those things. You don't need to change everything just because you get out of alignment. You can get back into alignment. What I needed was to sit and listen, and then have the courage to follow what I heard. And that brought me to this podcast. I had a whole other topic already ready for this. So I've had to really put this together quickly. But that's what I needed, because I need this to be really stuck and ingrained in my head. And I don't feel I'm alone in this. I believe that we all know and feel when we're out of alignment with ourselves. And when that message is talking to us and we, because of fear or whatever, typically fear of something, we run away from it and just go do what's familiar, the normal, go hang out or do whatever that we do every other day, just the same way as everybody else, act the same way as everybody else. Instead of doing what we want to do and what we are being told, this is what brings you joy and happiness. I asked this person yesterday, if you, in a perfect world, what is the one thing you would do with your life? What would you give the world, is the way it finally got through. That's the question I finally got to after I asked a few, and it wasn't resonating, wasn't making sense with them. It's like, what do you want to give the world? And you should have seen the joy and the absolute glow that they got when they told me what their dream was. And you could tell it came from the most pure space inside of them. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. And I got to be a part of it, which fed me, which made me say, okay, man, you need to follow and chase your stuff too, because look at that joy. Who would not want that kind of joy in their life? When you see that kind of joy in somebody else, that is infectious. All because they were listening and follow inside. Not me. I was just asking questions. I just asked a question to make them look in their heart. And boom, their heart told them, here you go. Enjoy this. And that's the work. That's the joy of all of this. That's the reward. A moment of pure joy and happiness. And then you just take steps with it. And you just follow and follow and follow, one step at a time. Because it's not just about meditation or prayer or journaling or quiet mornings, all the stuff that we talk about and all the books that all they say and all this kind of stuff. Yes, that stuff's important. I am absolutely, because I do it. I do all those things. So I'm not sitting here diminishing any of them, but that's not what this is all just about. It shows up in the smallest, most ordinary ways. It shows up in how you wake up. It shows up in how you eat. It shows up when you move your body a certain way. It shows up when how you respond to stress. How you treat yourself when no one else is watching. It's a big one. It's a big one. I find myself a lot saying, yo, man, you're literally having a conversation in your head with nobody. There's nobody else in this house. My dog Kirby is not having a conversation with me. I might think so sometimes, and he might think so sometimes. But no, seriously, I catch myself saying that a lot. Like, dude, who are you talking to? There's no one here. Stop it. Move on. How you treat yourself when no one else is watching. Listening in every day has many different looks. Knowing when you're tired and not pushing anyway, right? Feeling when something or no longer fits and honoring that, accepting that. This is a big one. There's a lot of big ones, right? It's a lot easier to tell yourself, I don't like being angry anymore. How do I get rid of the stinking anger? Then I want to be my truest self. How do I do that? That's hard. But just getting rid of a little bit of anger, getting rid of, I don't want to eat sugar anymore. Okay, then I'll cut down on sugar. Getting rid of things is a lot easier than trying to obtain the big one. That's when you get stuck on the outside and trying to go push and control and push and control and lead. Recognizing when you're irritated and pausing instead of reacting. That's another big one for me. Taking a breath. Hearing the difference between fear and intuition. Right? The serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. That's a hard one, guys. Letting your body and emotions get feedback without arguing with them. Right? And sometimes arguing is going and eating more. And you sit there on the couch and you're like, I'm not hungry, but I'm hungry. I'm not hungry, but I'm hungry. I don't need to eat. And then you get up and then go get whatever it is anyway, or whatever it is. But not letting your body tell you what it needs or doesn't need and acknowledging and being okay with it. Most of us hear the signals. We just don't trust them. I know I do. I know I do. Following though, guys, listening is a lot. Following's harder. Listening's easy, right? We can hear all the words. Sometimes they go out this other ear. We can listen. We can hear, right? Everyone talks about listening versus hearing. Does it mean we have action? Because listening is uncomfortable. Following is inconvenient. Following means I got to get up out of my chair instead of watching football to go do this. Following means I need to go take Kirby for a walk instead of doing this. Following means I need to turn everything off and start writing instead of doing this. Following requires change. It might even mean rest, right? Take a rest, take a nap, said it a little bit earlier. It might mean space instead of noise. Saying no instead of pleasing. How many of us do that? Say yes just to say yes because we don't want to hurt somebody else's feelings or make them disappointed or whatever. Saying no because you just don't want to do something is perfectly okay. I promise it's okay. No is an entire sentence. No, period. Entire sentence. No one needs any other explanation. You don't want to do something? No, thank you. No, I'm okay. If they ask why, no. It's okay. They'll learn. That's your boundaries. But they'll respect when you start saying yes more, because then they know you'll want to do it. But if you say yes to everything, you're not doing a favor to yourself or anybody else. You're just not. It also might be choosing what nourishes you instead of doing what's familiar. And this one I see is something as easy as this. Friday night, everyone's texting, hey, let's go do this, and it's something that you do all the frickin' time. Hey, we do, yeah, but we enjoy it. Not saying we don't. But there's an orchestra concert that you saw and you really want to go to. Or there's whatever that nobody else wants to go to. You throw it out there and they're like, really? I'm going to go do what nourishes me now. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do choose the familiar. I'm not going to say I'm perfect every day of the week, by any stretch of the means. I just went to an orchestra, candlelight orchestra event not too long ago, all by myself. I was happy as all get out. It was awesome. Enjoyed the hell out of it. And then I told everybody and their wives and their girlfriends and all of their partners. And all of a sudden they're like, ooh, that's a good date night. Okay, go, have fun. Heck, if you guys go and it's a group event, let's go together. But I never would have known that. And I definitely would never have done it in the past, because I always went and did what everyone else was doing because I didn't want to miss out on something. I didn't want to be that guy. Most of the pain in my life, I really want you to focus in here. So, hey, sorry. Most of the pain in my life has come from knowing and not following. It's not the knowing part. You can listen and you can know and you can hear. The pain comes from not following. That's where I found most of my pain when I look back. And when you look back at things like that, don't regret, don't blame. Just have clarity in it. Learn from it. Understand it. Listen to it and follow it, because next time you'll have another chance. That's a big awakening for me. But this isn't about fixing everything today. It's about noticing one place where you already know the next step. You've heard it before. But maybe you didn't allow yourself to take that next step. And maybe now you have the courage to. Or maybe next time, maybe you'll take a little closer step this time. You almost did that thing that you've been hearing and listening to for a long time. That little noise came back once again. And now, ooh, I got closer. I hinted around it. It'll happen. And it's time when it's right for you. And the thing I go to that is there's no map. You don't need a map. You hear the direction. It's hard to conceive sometimes for me that I see that, I know that needs to be done. I need to go do that. Maybe that's not the right thing for me to do. Maybe I need to take a breath, sit back, take a breath, and just allow to happen what needs to happen from within. But you don't need to figure everything out in your whole life in one moment. You don't need to figure your whole entire life out right now. You don't need the answers to everything. these are some things that really resonate with me hard. You don't need to make a big, glamorous change today. The moment is small on purpose. The best example I can give for this one, and I spoke about it before, but I think it's a story worth repeating. Or not really a story, it's more lessons over time. Is how in the past when I went to lose weight, it was because I wanted a new girlfriend, or I just wanted to look better and get attention. It might have started with a true calling, and we just talked about this. I've heard it for a long time. So I'm going to just keep dipping my toe, and I lose weight. And then I gain it. And then I'd hear it again. And then all of a sudden I'd get unhappy and angry or whatever in my personal life of some sort. Boom, let's go to the gym and let's get fit. And I would. And then whoosh. And I tell everybody about it. All my kids, all my friends, all the new or ex people in my life. Look at me. There was one time I literally went back to a girlfriend and said, hey, I lost 50 pounds. And that was my entry line to get back in of, hey, I'm working on myself. Not just that I lost that, but I'm working on myself. I'm getting better. Like losing weight was going to make all my problems go away. And it did, but I stopped talking about it. I stopped forcing, controlling, leading the narrative of losing weight. I just did it. And I did it because I was listening again, and I was truly so unhappy, miserable, if you will, in my life. I was just alone and done with so many things. I just wanted to be healthy. Now, there was still the ego talking. Oh, you're going to get a fit. You're going to get a girl. You're going to do this. Stubbornly, just keep going. Just keep going. Just stick to this plan. All of a sudden, weight starts going. All of a sudden, numbers start getting bigger and bigger. I'm like, oh boy. Then a big number came. 3-digit number. I was like, yeah, because I had no plan on where I wanted to go. I just wanted to get healthy. And I saw that and I was like, I'm going to do that. Yeah, let's go accomplish that. Once I did that, that's where my body's trusted me. Because if you lie to your body enough, your body will eventually say, piss off. Like you say, hey, I'm going to get up every morning and go do this. And then all of a sudden you hit the snooze, or you don't get up, or, 2 days a week you do it, but the rest you don't. Your body's going to eventually be like, dude, quit lying to me. I'm going to lay here and just tell you to lay here, and you're going to listen to me. Your body understands when you're lying to it. And my body finally trusted me, like, okay, dude, you're in, aren't you? You're healthy for the rest of your life. This is a journey for you now. And then it trusted me enough to say, all right, let's heal. Let's find spirituality. Let's find mental health. Let's find emotional health. Let's find financial health. Let's just find wellness. All of that is why I call myself a wellness coach. All of that is why I want to become a wellness coach, because I want it to be holistic. I don't want it to be a life thing or a fitness thing, and that's perfectly fine if that's what you want. I'm speaking for me. Wellness is 360. It's a complete 360. All parts have to be aligned and in balance in some sort. Some can be greater balance than others, 100%, but you have to have alignment and balance in all. I believe so wholeheartedly in that. So where in my life am I being asked to listen right now? I want you to ask yourself that. What have I already heard that I haven't followed yet? I want you to ask yourself that. What part of me is quietly asking for attention? I want you to sit and ask that. That last one is a good one. They're all good. This one's a good one. That one where you can close your eyes, catch your breath, Listen to your body, and all of a sudden you'll feel something somewhere in your body. Again, for me, it's a lot in the gut or heart. Both of them, mainly the gut, but both of them. Sometimes it's a head thing. It'll show up, and then all you have to do is ask that part. All right, what do you need? What's going on? And it'll tell you. If my gut has many times, that little dude told me, I need a hug, man. I want to go play. It's as real as it gets. It's not like your voice and you hear it and it's like, who the hell's talking? You get that feeling. You understand what it's saying to you. And I understand that you have had these moments in your life. I would be shocked if you haven't. It's just following those and not letting the fear guide you, letting courage guide you in following. But I want you to ask yourself, where in my life am I being asked to listen right now? What have I already heard that I haven't listened to? And what part of me is quietly asking for attention? Might want to start with that one. The rest will come. And it's okay if nothing comes up. It's okay if it's unclear. And it's okay if the answer feels uncomfortable. I promise you, I've had some uncomfortable answers like, that is scaring the living hell out of me. Getting on stage scares the out of me. But I know it's my next progression. Because connecting with people is important to me. So it's going to be uncomfortable sometimes. And it's okay if you don't act on it right away. It's okay if it takes you a couple times to do it. It's okay if you take baby steps into it. I'm just going to use numbers. 1,000,000 baby steps will get you to the top of the mountain over 100-yard dash and you quit. 100 fast steps as hard as you can go will get beaten by 1,000,000 baby steps every day of the week. It's just doing it over and over and over and over and over. And you'll get there. And just having faith in it. And I promise you, once you start getting those little wins, you'll feel good. It's so rewarding. You're so proud of yourself. I'm so proud of myself when I do little things like that. It's unbelievable. But listening doesn't always bring peace. Sometimes it brings honesty first. And honesty can hurt. Following doesn't mean changing your whole life tonight. It might just mean slowing down, noticing, resting, not judging. Don't ever judge. Whatever you feel, don't judge it. Because that little dude inside, or that little girl inside, or that little whatever inside that's talking to you doesn't want to get its feeling hurt. It'll go protect itself again. It'll go build walls again. It'll go hide again. Just listen. It's okay. It's you. And you're judging you if you think about it. That's the way I kind of think about it. Like, I can say anything to myself. I shouldn't ever have to judge myself. I could literally say anything to myself and be like, oh, okay. I mean, goofy, but okay, or whatever. But following can be internal before it's external, and it should be. And for me, that's the grace boundary. Giving yourself grace to fail, giving yourself grace to not be at your best every day, giving yourself grace to feel poorly or whatever it is, giving yourself grace, knowing that you're doing your best and you will listen and you will follow again. You're not behind, you're not broken, you're not failing. You're learning a different way to move through life, and that's hard. Trust that listening is already a step. You've been listening your whole life. No matter how old you are, you may have listened a lot longer. Took me 50 some years. But eventually, you'll get there. And trust that following will come when it's time. It just will. And when it's right for you. When it's your time. It has to be on your terms. Trust that you're not walking alone, because you're not. Ever. You always have you always have powers greater than you, whatever you want to believe in that. Even if you're atheist, think of your greatest, highest self that is blessing you and helping you get through life. There's always something greater than you that's helping you through life. And there's always loved ones who are helping you. Always. This naturally sets up your closing without rushing it. You can't rush it. It's on its own time. But starting is something that is a must. And you will start when you're ready. I believe in you. Thank you for being here with me today. Thank you for taking the time to listen, not to me. Yes, thank you for listening to me. But mainly thank you for listening to yourself. Thank you for giving yourself and allowing yourself the time to be heard. If there's one thing I hope you take with you, is this: that you don't have to push so hard to figure life out. You don't have to lead everything with force and certainty. Sometimes the work is simply to listen. And sometimes the courage is in following what you already know, quietly, honestly, and gently. It's so awesome. And if today stirred anything in you, something, confusion, clarity, emotion, resistance, that's okay. It stirred up something. And you don't have to solve it right now. Just notice it. No judgment. Just recognize it's there. Well, that's enough for today. As you can hear the dog outside. Thank you for walking this moment with me. Thank you for being willing to slow down and hear what's inside. I can't thank you enough for all of that. It's important for you, and that makes it important for me. This has been episode 12, Listen and Follow, of This Tree in Me. I am Cory J. Riggs. I appreciate you. I love you. And be blessed. Hey, thank you again so much for being here. I hope today's episode gave you something. Maybe a thought, maybe a little clarity, maybe even a few new questions to sit with. That's really the point. It really is. If you enjoyed this, or if it resonated with you in any way, I would be humbled and grateful if you would subscribe, share it with somebody you think might also enjoy this or may need it in their life, and leave a comment, feedback, DM me, anything. But subscribing, it's free. And it's the way I keep the lights on. It's how we keep this thing moving and rolling forward. So please subscribe if you can. It's kind of like watering the roots of my work, which is the tree. I know, still a dad joke. You're welcome. But I want to keep showing up. I want to keep growing, and I want to keep being here for this tree in me. So please subscribe. Check it out on all platforms. Check my website out. I'm here with you in this, in every bit of this. I care deeply about this work. It means a great deal to me. And so do you. I care about you. Every single one of you. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm Cory J. Riggs. This is This Tree in Me. I love you all. Be blessed.